Good evening and welcome to the Financial Week. I'm Andrew Laidley. The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted global supply chains, impacting trade all over the world, and Jamaica hasn't been insulated from the effects. However, as Director General at the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Dr. Wayne Henry explains, some areas of trade are more resilient than others. Dr. Henry was speaking at an online webinar hosted by the University of the West Indies.
Despite the decreased trade activity, income from food exports rose, driven by higher exports of coffee, tea, cocoa, spices, and manufacturers. And there are also increased earnings from the export of yams, ackee bread, biscuits, buns, right? So we had some increased food activity in terms of exports.
With that in mind, Dr. Henry noted that the pandemic has helped to reduce the trade imbalance between Jamaica and its major trading partners.
Trade activity declined relative to the comparative period of 2019, and expenditure on merchandise imports fell from US $3.8 billion to US $2.7 billion, and merchandise exports fell from US $1 billion to US $0.7 billion. And given the relatively sharper decline in imports compared to the decline in the value of exports, Jamaica's trade deficit narrowed from US $2.8 billion to US $1.9 billion.
The Bank of Jamaica BOJ is reporting that remittance inflows in September increased by 38.4%. Now that was $66.3 million more than it was recorded in the same month last year. Remittances totaled $239.2 million. BOJ says this improvement is largely reflective of an increase in gross remittance inflows. However, it was partly offset by a 0.9% increase in outflows. Currency trading ended today with the US dollar selling for $146.98. The Canadian dollar sold for $112.84. The pound closed at $196.37, while the euro is going for $178.25. The JSE index gained 3,258 points today, while the junior market index lost 26 points. Among the winners were ISP Finance Services, Key Insurance, Consolidated Bakeries, Medical Disposables and Supplies, and Epley. Now on the losing side were Stanley Motor, Everything Fresh, T-Tech, Derrimon Trading, and Blue Power Group. And that's the Financial Week. I'm Andrew Laidley. Good evening.